Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
This little guy here is Popeye, and we are the RC Sailors. Today, I'm showing you something that I think a vast majority of you all are going to want to see. This is a brand new little mini whoop, kind of a knockoff, mini whoop, however you want to say it. Whoop. This is the Cheerson CX-95S. Now, I want to start off by saying, if at any point you see something in this video that you like, we'll have a link in the description box below. Popeye, you know where it's at, right down there, right down there. Okay, now, there's quite a few reasons why you're going to like this. First and foremost, it's a much cheaper version of the Blade Mini Whoop. And it's a little bit bigger, slightly longer flight times, and you can get it in bind and fly or ready to fly versions.
You can get this in an assembled kit and an unassembled kit.
And they're relatively the same price. The assembled and unassembled kits are the same price, about $60. So if you already have a DSM-2 transmitter, you can get the little guy for about 60 bucks. Now, I took this as an opportunity. He's excited. I think he thinks he's going to chase it. I took this as an opportunity because we don't have a DSM-2 transmitter yet. So for me, this was a good time to go ahead and get one so I could learn it, play around with it, learn the programming and switches and stuff, and the price was great. They do offer a ready-to-fly version, which is about $135, or $130 I think, and free shipping, and then they have the bind and fly version. So the ready-to-fly version of the Mini Whoop is about $200, so you're saving about 70 bucks there, and then you can get a little quad, the Mini Whoop, for $100, and this is about 65, so you're saving a lot on the money. Now let's talk about this and stop comparing it to the tiny Whoop. The cool thing about this quad is that all of the motors can be disconnected and reconnected. So if you ever burn one of these up, they're brushed motors. They may be good for hundreds of flights or so, but they do have a lifetime. You can simply unplug one of those brushed motors and plug a new one in. They are, I believe, 720 sized brushed motors. The camera is a 25 milliwatt camera. I don't think that can be changed, but for tiny indoor, backyard, front yard flying, that's pretty perfect, especially if you pick up maybe 3 or 4 of these to fly together, then you're not going to band hop and interfere with each other's signals. The signal is very easy to change on this. There's a button right up here by the antenna. You can short press that little button just by a quick little tap, and that'll change the frequency like Popeye's trying to do here, and you can long press it to change the channel. It's really easy to do. Unfortunately, there's no display or anything, so you have to just do some trial and error with your goggles to know what channel you're on. But this is a little quadcopter. The camera itself is a 600 TVL cam with a nice wide angle lens. Unlike that little Hubsan that we recently did on the channel with a bad lens, this one I was able to fly through obstacles in pretty tight quarters. I flew it underneath a bench, I flew it in between some kiosks. It was a lot of fun to fly in this little kind of dead mall that we live near. So that is a great indoor flyer. Now it does have a low and high rate pre-programmed into this, but you can also access acro mode, which I have not done yet, in beta flight. So that's a good thing. For all you new guys out there that are just getting into the hobby, beta flight is just something you can plug this quadcopter into your PC and program some things. You can tune your PIDs, adjust some flying settings, but again, for you new guys, you don't have to do any of that. It does come just pre-programmed. Now, the downside to that and to this quadcopter is that when you turn this quad on, every single time it does need to rebind. It's not just continually bound to the transmitter. So when you plug it in here, it's giving you the lights needing to rebind. So then you turn your transmitter on and it will bind. There, we got the bind. Now it has an F3 Evo flight controller on board. That does mean, like I said, you can plug it into your PC and program things on beta flight, which is awesome.
We already flew this one, Popeye.
Yeah.
It's not flying today.
really we just need to kind of talk about how it flies, and I thought it flew extremely well. Because we had an insanely windy day, we went down to our mall and we got some permission to fly, and that's all this footage that you've been watching now. It was just awesome. I mean, it flew for about 5 minutes. We got about a 5 or 6 minute flight time. I wasn't doing anything crazy, but it had really good signal and really good range. I don't know that my video recording will do justice for the quadcopter itself, but what I could see on my Quantum Cyclops goggles was just crystal clear most of the time, unless I was really far away. One point I flew down to the end of the doors to look out the doors, and it got a little bit staticky, and that's why I fell out of the sky there. But overall, it was a great signal. 400 milliamp Lipo battery, one cell. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's what gave us the good flight time, and it's a pretty awesome connector. They didn't do anything proprietary or anything. So Cheerson has a really good quad on their hands here. I thought that I'd just jump out and show this to you guys. There's a very good chance you'll see it on the channel again because it has the acro mode. I would very much like to fly that with acro mode on the channel, but the way it comes, it's very flexible plastic here, so it's going to take crashes and take them all day long. It's really like almost like a milk jug kind of material. It's very bouncy and just super durable, and if you're looking for a tiny whoop style of quadcopter that's just easy to get in the air and you don't have to do a bunch of soldering and programming and tuning and things, this is definitely the route to go, and it's a very cheap, affordable route to go. Having all the camera, the video transmitter, everything's already installed. I mean, it comes with the little USB charger, it even comes with 4 spare props, and they're all red, came with white props on it, and I thought that was kind of fun. The manual itself is great too. It shows all the different frequencies, it shows you the directions the motors are spinning when you install new props. They've really thought about just about everything on this. I do think that they're coming out with a FrSky and a FlySky receiver version soon, but if not, you can always just get the kit version and put in your own receiver to match your universal transmitter. I took this as an opportunity to get the DSM-2 transmitter, so I'm glad I did. I really like this. I've got a nice transmitter now for other DSM-2 quadcopters, and I'm definitely holding on to this for a while. Before we go, I'll show you the little box that came with is actually worth keeping. The little foam cutout they have in here is kind of like its own little case. So if you have big race drones and you just are looking for a cool little small race drone to bring around with you, you can put that with spare props and batteries and stuff in here. It just sits perfectly with the little charger, and then the foam piece goes back on, and this whole thing could go just right down in your backpack, taking up like no space at all. Really a cool little setup. Just 2 huge thumbs up. You need one of these, you need one of these, you need one of these. If you don't have a tiny whoop and you've been waiting to pull the trigger on one, this is the one to go with. Because it has stability flight modes and things, I think that Abby will definitely get her hands on this. As I said, there's a very good chance that you'll see this again later on the channel, just if we're out having fun flying around. I just wanted to get this information out to you guys because it's a newer product. It's a newer product, and it's an outstanding one. And I didn't take any shortcuts that I could find with this, so I'm a very big fan of this. Again, we'll have it linked in the description box below. I'll also link the goggles that I flew on, the goggles that we recorded on, and if I can think of anything else that you might be interested in for the hobby, I'll link that stuff down below too. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye!